Hello everybody, I'm Dahim from the Hammer Game Channel. Welcome back to the New Order Last Days of Europe and to my Italian Empire playthrough. So, for those who didn't see my Q&A post last night, I am going to be doing 3 routes to finish this off for the democracy. We've got the military military martial law right now. We're going to be doing that, and I want to see what happens at the end of it. I'm curious at that, and some other people are as well. There's also people that want to see social conservative, so I'm going to do social conservative as well. And we're also going to have the Libsoc where they actually don't get kicked out of government. So we're going to have all 3. However, I'm only going to be doing 2 right now, and then when one of those finishes, actually probably when both of them finish, we'll pick up the last one. So let's go ahead and start off piano solo. From the shadows we waited and prayed. Prayed that the contingency, when they were springing into action, we prayed the piano solo was doomed to fade into nothingness, a shameful secret soon to be lost into the darkest recesses of the deepest military archives. But in the end, Giano was right. As always, he knew that the New Order would not need protection from the followers of the fallen dictatorship or from the bringers of socialist chaos. This need has become reality. But we are ready. The Regini Cabineria are ready, as they should have been when the first fascists marched on Rome. We won't make the same mistake twice. The tanks are ready to take the streets and the commandos wait for our signal to storm the government buildings. The king knows and won't stand in our way. He knows the danger democracy is facing. Traitors won't know what hit them. Let's go. Now, we do have a bit of an ongoing issue right now. The FD collapses. Damn. Right, so anyways, this is fine. Let's survey the project. How much closer are we to? We're still only on 31%. Fire the current leader. It's crap. Okay, wait a second. Well, this was not necessarily an expectation or desire. It appears that delays becoming battleground for fight of influence between the United States and Japan. We would like to build this ties with both for the good of economic development and matters of diplomacy, but to remain autonomous in the face of such pressure will not be simple. For Japan and the US, despite their assurances of benevolence and friendship, are clear in their intent. Both see themselves as first-rate power, attempting to gain influence over a second-rate one. And tempting as it may be to be flattered by such intense interest, we cannot allow our freedom of action to be threatened. Italy is a sovereign nation. She will be treated as such. Flippin' heck. So we've got our great game going, and it seems like the Japanese and Americans are now in a battle for us. For God's sake. Right. So general reforms and subsequent democratization, along with everything that followed, were carried out to save Italy. Yet our decision is also one with immense geopolitical implications. Across the Atlantic, the United States of America salivates at the thought of a strong OFN ally on the German border. The Japanese Empire, meanwhile, sees an opportunity to extend the co-prosperity sphere further than they ever dreamed. We'll watch to see who shall win the battle. How about I don't give a crap about that? And we do have a bit of an issue because I don't think I'm going to be able to win this game. We're going to be able to win the first. Actually, no, we might be fine. Actually, I might still be able to win it. But oh boy, are we in a bit of a trouble period now? Because we're going to have their support's going to be rapidly bloody growing, and I do not have any political power. The battle for Italy. Okay, the sim files. No one cares about the Indonesian government. We just care about our government. While those fools conspired to betray our country and frustrate everything Chiano worked for, I think in their hubris we wouldn't react to their treason, prepared for the worst. The SIM have secretly prepared hundreds of files, one for each of the suspected traitor leaders. Communists, fascists, anarchists, all those who would try to gain power from the chaos have been marked by our intelligence. Now those officially non-existent files are being opened, and we know everything we need to know. Good. Knowledge is power. That is very true. % to understanding for each of them. Nice. The cigar regime. Oh. Exchange intel with the Kempeitai and the CIA. Okay, special detention facilities. Trappers worked in other prisons, swell with traitors waiting for the righteous punishment. However, even more will pay for their crimes. So many files still lay unopened, so many secrets to reveal. so many traitors to punish. Knowledge is power. Giovanni Di Lorenzo knew a lot of things about a lot of people, and this would be the basis for piano solo. For to know certain things about people's connections was to wield tremendous power over them. Urban radicalism at the end of the day was simply about unravelling these connections and blackmailing whoever needed to be blackmailed to learn more. And once a solid picture was built, Lorenzo would know exactly which pressure points to use to bring a whole edifice of conspiracy and rebellion crumbling to the ground. Perhaps Italy would never know the debt she owed to men like him, or perhaps it would learn of them and look the other way. It did not matter, for the cause was correct. Many would like to think stability is built on the consent of ruled, but consent was overrated. Fear worked just as well. Okay, we won round 1. 3 to 4 we cannot do. We can do the 1 to 4, 2 to 4. Let's do the 2 to 4. Okay, I need to start hitting back here. I don't have any flipping political power. I think we're losing political power still. They've done it. The Poles have unified Kazakhstan. They haven't. I don't think they are ever supposed to win because that is broken. They have you as a puppet, but the rest are free. Well, that's anticlimactic, isn't it? Oh, it's boring. Boo. Execute around the traitors cower in fear. They have fled to remote holdouts and safe houses from where they hope to organise terrorist actions against those who would only act to protect democracy from those who would pervert it into a travesty. Bloody hell, like... The organisation is getting too full, but I don't have any political power. Because we're still... This should not be here. This should not be there. It's really hurting us. Shouldn't be there. Because I made the mistake of clicking on it when Croatia wasn't ours. And that broke it. It broke it. How is the Siberian Workers' Front doing so well? How are they doing so well? Ah, because they actually do have more divisions. Seriously? Well done, well done to you, Central Siberian Federation. Well done. It's almost ironic that today, the Cabanneria march on Rome, just as Mussolini did 40 years ago. This time is different, however. Well, it better be. This is growing far too much. Far too much. One to two, it's the best we can do. And we're going to get some political power there, but we're still going to be losing it. That's the point. It's like, we may get some political power there, but it's not going to help us. Okay, we occupied Rome, the emergency government. The military should never rule a country. This is something even the military must accept and respect. China never intended to replace a would-be dictator with another, so he instructed us specifically to find suitable people to form an emergency government, which should all have powers to rule the country with the needed strength, whenever falling into mindless bloodshed. The king will appoint a new cabinet shortly, so it may begin the difficult task of stabilising Italy from the political chaos. Well, do you know what? If it ends in a draw, that is bloody fine. going to be able to do any of this. I'm going to have to stop doing focuses if I want to get bloody positive PP again. I actually won that. That's good, that's good. Let's go 1 to 3. Oh, so much political power. Wow, it's going to just put us on to minus 101. Fantastic. Get back to work. Well, get to work. As our ground forces are busy running up all the suspecting traitors, the SIM should start working on the new material we are finding in the stormed safe houses from the interrogations. Together with the Cabineria, which in our plans will become less of a police and more of a low-intensity military force that will start mapping any potential resistance terrorist movement. Good. Good, good, good. Oh, here's me. I'm going to take so much to deal with them. Oh, Kurska's just unified that part of Siberia. Far Eastern Soviet Socialist Republic. Just waiting for Tumen to hurry up and finish off. Borman's actually doing something. Sverdlovsk is actually still alive. Don't know how. Yeah, I'm going to just leave that on a 9. Let's go ahead and do Sizoni 1. First section of the sim has been tasked over time to coordinate our counter-terrorism efforts with both nations in our sphere and the other world powers. Well, during the old regime, it mainly meant crushing any potential democratic movement and keeping vigil against foreign infiltration. Now the first section will start actively exchanging information with other nations in order to better fight those who might destabilize our country from within. Okay. Hence why we're approaching the Kempeitai Americans. Near formality. To know it was all was well and good, but it was not enough. In order for Piano Solo to achieve its objectives, it would need an air of formality and sufficient official authority to act without being questioned. Of course, everyone involved understood that it would not do to refer to the full extent of the plan out in the open. This would only invite accusations of authoritarianism and subversion. All Lorenzo needed was some measure of official approval, of nods from the right people, and eyes shut where they needed to be. He also needed men to work with, and this official status would provide. Then, with the assurances provided to the SIM, he could begin to construct his web. Okay. The Siberian Revolution. Oh my gosh. The Siberian Workers' Federation. Well, well, well. I'll see if the Germans are going to be stupid and risk it themselves. I was so disappointed about the Poles winning that, and they didn't even get the... Stupid. Yeah, so let's do this. Operatives in the Italian sphere. Our interrogation methods have been refined with plenty of training and plenty of willing subjects. It takes little to make proud and arrogant terrorists scream the names of the closest friends and associates, if only to stop the pain for a little while. Approach foreign governments. Piano Solo cannot work alone. The SIM need foreign assistance, Lorenzo knew, and he was willing to make such contacts as necessary with the delicacy and secrecy that the situation required. He was not a diplomatic expert by any means, but was informed that the United States of America and Japan had a common interest in the stability of the Kingdom of Italy. He would certainly not hesitate to help Rome curb radicalism and fight subversive activity, whatever it took. Good. And the Germans fucked it. So we've won, so I don't need to care about any of that now. wish there was more political power here because, well, they're 100%. So surely they can't grow any higher. If it gets 105%, I call bull. No, it can't. That's good. Right, coordinating network. The SIM have grown exponentially during the last decade of fashion them, resulting in redundant sections in the offices and overall difficult coordination between the various branches. As we're in charge now, we will remove all these inefficiencies, promote competent and inventive officers to the top positions, and finally turn the SIM into an intelligence agency it was always meant to be, on par with the CIA and Kempeitai. I'm interested to see what happens with those pair. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised that happened. So now Ausland's back. Didn't realise Poland had joined back up with her. Reichskommissariat Ukraine has not, though. Or Reichskommissariat Caucasus, either. Exchange intel with the CIA. Our proximity to imported theatres, namely Germany, Burgundy and the Balkans, makes Italy a potential base of operations for many secret agencies keen on spying on the aforementioned powder kegs, especially the omnipresent CIA. While we'll never allow the Americans to turn our country into a CIA safe house, we would risk actually igniting said powder keg. We can arrange an exchange of intelligence between the SIM and the CIA. The thing is, though, the Balkans is mine. Like, if we just have a wee look here. Right, so there's me, and then I have Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia's not with me, but Bulgaria is. Romania will be eventually, and Hungary is. We don't actually need to even win this. I'm still going to do it because I like to put the Germans in their place. Might as well start with the project. Might as well fund the project. Death of the Prince. Alright, exchange intel with Kempeitai. The Japanese Kempeitai is renowned for its ruthless methods of extracting information, and we know it well, since we had many productive meetings during the war, learned the best from each other. Japanese intelligence agency is well used to coordinate a large number of operatives around their sphere in the globe, and as such they surely have gathered plenty of information about everything there is to know. Let's go to the 4. Both of them at 100%. We'll soon be joining them at 100%. Minus 100 political power. Yeah, that's exactly what we bloody need, like. Alright, let's go with you. Our war against traitors and seditious elements is fought not only with weapons but also with words and images. We want to win the hearts and minds of the Italians and convince them of our good intentions towards democracy. We need to start a nationwide campaign aimed to make people aware of what our goals are and why the terrorists must not be trusted. What are you up to? I can't wait till we have the oil crisis. That's gonna be great. Control RAI. With televisions, radios more and more common in Italian households. The telegonolia and radio gonolia are much more followed than newspapers. Since news are given on air, we cannot censor what the anchorman tells the people every single second. Therefore, we shall infiltrate our men in the studios so they may warn us of any instance of terror support or apologia, as well as impose stricter controls on private radio and TV channels. Well, we can't control everything. This doesn't mean we can't get close to the idea. Controlling culture. Extremism is not born out of thin air, out of some combination of individual pathology and external circumstances. Extremism is rather something of a virus, and it spreads above all through culture, which has been far too lenient on subversive thought for far too long. Lorenzo understood that the control of a culture was to control a country. If media was not willing to police itself, then it would have to be controlled by someone willing to do so. To accept anything less would be to leave the germ of extremism intact, with inevitable results to follow. Give me some more political bloody power. I don't care when. Oh, for population for what, 90 days. Wow. Just wow. Just wow. The corrupt and the fascists have to go. Okay. Right, controlled the ANSA. The ANSA, National Associated Press Agency, there we go, is the organ of press, self-regulation and self-control. With the emergency situation still in full swing, we'll provisionally put the ANSA under government control and institute a thinly veiled censorship commission tasked with controlling the headlines of all major newspapers and checking out for any sign of treason. Fantastic. We shall just start lying to the people. Hell, we'll go ahead and do DPR support. So every 7 days that happens. So oh my gosh, I won. I'm winning all of these because I'm so good. Well, at least that's one positive thing that came out of today's episode. Great, that's that done. Let's go ahead and do air-ground task force. Russo finished ceasefire. I didn't even realize that was actually ongoing. The hell, reform Siberian Socialist Workers' Republic, the Free Workers' Republic of Siberia. Yuri's here. Yuri's back. Okay. And the Siberian Workers' Federation. Why would you split up? Okay, whatever. Crushed dissident voices. As expected, the so-called civil society is extremely opposed to the measures we have enforced in our effort to protect democracy. Many journalists, politicians and intellectuals strongly condemn the censorship in the martial law, accusing it of being just another brand of fascism, trying to subvert the state to our convenience. No, that is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to restore democracy from the traitors. Which is becoming harder than I was expecting it to be, but oh well. 3 to 4. Well, this could result in my 5-0 win over the Germans. Because Germany, your faction sucks. Like, you could have had Hungary and Romania and Bulgaria even. I don't know. They're joining me, and then they'll be joining the OFN or the bloody co-prosperity sphere. Why? I could actually join the co-prosperity sphere. That would be quite funny, actually. That would be just fantastic. Right, that's that sorted. Let's do this one. In times such as these, it takes very little to enrage a mob, but even a common piece of news, such as the death of a worker who was crushed by machinery or the arrest of a single far-right sympathizer because he was caught beating someone who didn't think like him, may become the cause for the next terrorist attack. Okay. Unfortunate accident. An accident has taken place which could potentially harm the execution of piano solo should it become public knowledge. A dissident editor, who had voiced very negative views of the SIM's cooperation with the media, has become effective with anthrax. Naturally, to imply any involvement from any actor linked to piano solo is an absurd provocation designed by this reversive element to destabilize the Italian social order. Nevertheless, we must now cooperate with the media further to ensure that the story does not spread. Due to fear unfortunately sparked by the incident, it should not be very difficult to make them see our way. Look at our political power. It's absolutely... What the hell is killing it so bad? That 025 probably wouldn't really help us all that much. Well, it wouldn't really at all. It would still be in a negative. Oh, they lose 25% of their organisation. Well, that's good. Not that I'm going to be able to do anything really. I'll probably do that last. There's another 25%. Alright, anyways guys, I'm going to leave that episode there. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I shall be back very soon for some more. Until then, take care. Cheer bye. The now.